Benjamin, or Ben as he preferred to be called, was an unassuming man in his early 30s. He had recently moved into an old Victorian house on the outskirts of town, drawn to its historic charm and the promise of a fresh start. Little did he know, his new home held a dark secret in its depths, a basement that seemed to whisper forgotten tales of the past. As Ben settled into his new life, he couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Every creak and groan of the house sent shivers down his spine. Yet it was the door to the basement that intrigued him the most. It was a heavy wooden door with a rusty handle, seemingly untouched for years. The real estate agent had mentioned the basement briefly, warning Ben that it was off-limits due to some structural issues. However, curiosity gnawed at Ben's insides, and one night, unable to resist the pull any longer, he decided to investigate. Armed with a flashlight, he cautiously opened the door, revealing a narrow staircase descending into darkness. The air grew colder as he descended, and an unsettling silence enveloped him. As he reached the bottom, the beam of his flashlight flickered, casting eerie shadows on the damp, stone walls. Ben's eyes widened as he noticed an old wooden crate in the corner, covered in a thick layer of dust. With trepidation, he pried the lid open, revealing a collection of vintage photographs and letters. The images depicted faces long forgotten, frozen in time. The letters, stained and fragile, told tales of a family that had once lived in the house, a family with a tragic history. Ben felt a chill run down his spine as he realized the connection between the fading photographs and the whispers that haunted the house. Days turned into weeks, and Ben's obsession with the basement grew. He couldn't escape the feeling that the spirits of the past were reaching out to him, urging him to uncover the truth. Sleepless nights and unexplained sounds filled his existence, but he pressed on, determined to unravel the mysteries hidden beneath his new home. As Ben delved deeper into the basement's secrets, he discovered a hidden chamber behind a crumbling brick wall. Inside, he found a tattered journal, its pages filled with the anguished writings of a woman named Eleanor, the matriarch of the ill-fated family. Her words spoke of a darkness that dwelled within the house, a malevolent force that had claimed the lives of her loved ones. The more Ben read, the more he became entwined with the tragic narrative. Eleanor's desperation to protect her family from the sinister entity mirrored Ben's own growing fear. He began to experience vivid nightmares, each one more haunting than the last, blurring the lines between past and present. One night, as the clock struck midnight, Ben heard faint whispers beckoning him to the basement. Unable to resist, he descended the staircase, guided by an otherworldly force. The air grew thick, and shadows danced on the walls as he reached the hidden chamber. In the dim light, Ben saw the ghostly figure of Eleanor, her eyes filled with sorrow and despair. She pointed to a decaying portrait on the wall, a painting of Ben himself, trapped in the clutches of the malevolent force that had claimed her family. The connection between past and present became clear, and Ben realized he was the key to breaking the curse. Haunted by the spirits of the past, Ben must now confront the malevolent force within the house. As he struggles to unravel the mysteries of the basement, the boundary between the living and the dead blurs, and the shadows of the past threaten to consume him. As Ben stood frozen in the eerie glow of the hidden chamber, he felt a surge of energy enveloping him. The ghostly figure of Eleanor seemed to implore him to break free from the impending darkness that loomed over him. With determination, Ben reached for the journal and read aloud Eleanor's desperate plea for salvation. The very act of uttering the words seemed to stir an ancient power within the house. The walls trembled, and a gust of wind howled through the basement, carrying with it the anguished cries of the trapped spirits. Shadows writhed and contorted, and Ben could feel the malevolent force resisting its impending defeat. Suddenly, the basement fell silent. The air cleared, and the oppressive darkness lifted. Ben, breathing heavily, realized he had confronted the malevolent force and emerged victorious. The spirits, long held captive by the curse, dissipated into the aether, their souls finally finding peace. As the first rays of dawn broke through the basement windows, Ben emerged from the hidden chamber, the weight of the past lifting from his shoulders. The house, once shrouded in mystery and despair, now seemed to breathe with newfound life. The creaks and groans took on a comforting cadence, as if the very soul of the place had been rejuvenated. In the days that followed, Ben worked tirelessly to restore the Victorian house, turning it into a haven of warmth and solace. The whispers that once haunted him transformed into a gentle hum, a chorus of gratitude from the spirits he had freed. The basement, once a source of fear, became a symbol of resilience and redemption. As Ben settled into his revitalized home, he couldn't help but marvel at the transformative power of confronting the shadows of the past. The memories of Eleanor and her family lingered as a poignant reminder that sometimes the true horror lies not in the darkness itself, but in the secrets waiting to be unveiled. With the echoes of the past finally put to rest, Ben found solace in the newfound serenity of his home. The Victorian house, once a vessel of torment, had become a sanctuary where the living and the dead coexisted in harmony. And as Ben gazed at the sunrise from the refurbished windows, he knew that the basement, once a chamber of dread, had become a testament to the indomitable spirit that can overcome even the darkest of shadows. Claire had always been intrigued by the mysteries of her family's old Victorian house. The creaking floorboards, the flickering lights, and the locked door in the basement only fueled her curiosity. One gloomy evening, as rain tapped on the windows, Claire decided it was time to unravel the secrets hidden beneath her home. She made her way to the basement door, a heavy wooden structure with a rusty padlock. The air was thick with a musty smell, and the dim light from a flickering bulb above did little to comfort her. Determined, Claire fetched a set of old keys she found in the dusty attic. The door groaned as it swung open, revealing a narrow staircase leading into darkness. Claire hesitated for a moment, her flashlight casting long shadows on the cold, concrete walls. She took a deep breath and descended into the unknown. As she reached the bottom, the beam of her flashlight revealed a room frozen in time. Dust-covered furniture, forgotten trinkets, and antique belongings adorned the space. Claire's eyes widened as they settled on an old photograph, a family portrait with faces she couldn't recognize. While exploring further, she stumbled upon a hidden compartment beneath a creaky floorboard. Intrigued, she carefully lifted the loose board, revealing a collection of letters tied together with a faded ribbon. The letters were addressed to a woman named Eleanor, and the sender's name was scribbled in elegant cursive, Samuel Thornton. With each letter, Claire unraveled a tale of forbidden love, betrayal, and tragedy that seemed to haunt the very walls of the basement. The story told of Eleanor's ill-fated romance with Samuel, a love disapproved by her family, leading to her mysterious disappearance. Claire's heart raced as she realized the untold history of her ancestors. The basement held not only forgotten memories, but also the echoes of a heartbreaking saga. Little did she know that this revelation was just the beginning of a chilling journey into the past. Haunted by the secrets she uncovered, Claire delved deeper into her family's history, determined to piece together the puzzle of Eleanor's disappearance. As she researched, she discovered an old newspaper article detailing the sudden closure of Samuel's business, along with rumors of a hidden tunnel beneath the house. Driven by a relentless curiosity, Claire decided to investigate further. Late at night, armed with a flashlight and a map of the house, she began exploring hidden corners and forgotten spaces. The more she searched, the more the house seemed to resist her intrusion. One evening, as she approached the locked door in the basement, a cold breeze brushed against her face. The door rattled, as if urging her to unlock its secrets. Claire hesitated for a moment, then mustered the courage to open it once again. The basement had transformed. The air felt charged with a palpable energy, and shadows seemed to dance on the walls. Claire cautiously descended the staircase, following an invisible trail that led her to a concealed passage behind a false wall. The tunnel twisted and turned, leading her to a hidden chamber filled with ancient artifacts and cryptic symbols. In the center of the room stood an old chest, beckoning her with an eerie glow. As Claire opened it, a gust of wind extinguished her flashlight, plunging her into darkness. In the dim light of the mysterious chest, Claire found a locket, the same locket depicted in the old family portrait. As she held it in her hands, whispers echoed in the chamber, revealing the tragic fate of Eleanor. The locket was a token of love from Samuel, a final farewell before Eleanor vanished into the shadows of the hidden tunnel. Claire's mind raced as she realized the connection between the basement, the tunnel, and the lost lovers. The house seemed to respond to her discovery, its walls pulsating with a supernatural force. As she pondered the implications of the secret she unearthed, a chilling presence made itself known, and the shadows in the chamber began to converge. Little did Claire know that the house held not only memories, but also restless spirits seeking resolution. The tale of Eleanor and Samuel was not just a story from the past. It was a haunting echo, reaching out across time to ensnare the living in its ghostly grip. The journey into the basement had awakened forces that would forever alter Claire's reality. Claire's heart raced as the shadows in the chamber seemed to come alive, coalescing into ethereal figures. Whispers surrounded her, the voices of Eleanor and Samuel echoing through the hidden chamber. The locket in Claire's hands pulsed with an otherworldly energy, connecting her to the unresolved emotions of the past. As the spirits materialized, Claire felt a mix of fear and empathy. She could see the pain etched on their faces, the longing for closure. The ghostly figures reached out to her, their transparent hands pleading for release. Determined to unravel the mystery, Claire decided to confront the lingering spirits and help them find peace. With the locket as her guide, Claire retraced Eleanor's last steps. The hidden tunnel seemed to extend deeper into the house, leading her to a forgotten crypt beneath the old oak tree in the backyard. It was there that she discovered the remains of Eleanor, a long-lost soul trapped in the limbo between the mortal realm and the afterlife. Claire felt a surge of compassion as she spoke to Eleanor's spirit, promising to unveil the truth and reunite her with Samuel. The locket glowed brighter, illuminating the crypt and dispelling the darkness that had shrouded the lost lovers for generations. As Claire delved further into the crypt, she uncovered a secret passage that led to an ancient burial ground hidden beneath the house. The spirits of long-forgotten ancestors, bound by unresolved grievances, stirred in their eternal slumber. Claire realized that she held the key to releasing them from the spectral chains that bound them to the earthly realm. With determination and the locket as her guide, Claire embarked on a quest to lay the spirits to rest. She listened to their stories, offered solace, and conducted ancient rites to break the curses that held them captive. Each release brought a sense of peace to the house, and the supernatural energy that once permeated the air began to dissipate. Finally, Claire stood before the old family portrait, the locket now gleaming with a serene light. The ghosts of Eleanor and Samuel appeared one last time, their eyes expressing gratitude as they faded into the afterlife. The house, once haunted by the shadows of the past, now embraced a newfound calm. As Claire ascended from the basement, she felt a profound connection to her ancestors and the legacy she had unraveled. The house, no longer burdened by the weight of untold stories, stood silent but welcoming. The rain outside had ceased, and a soft light filled the rooms, dispelling the gloom that had lingered for so long. With the mysteries of the basement unveiled and the spirits at peace, Claire emerged from the shadows, forever changed by the journey into her family's history.